Alrighty, I think I've got this set up right. We should have audio and video kind of working. I don't know why the green screen's working the way it's working tonight. It's magic. It's magic in the air. But regardless of that circumstance, this is Happy New Year, I guess. This is my New Year's celebration slash New Year's resolutions. So, my hope is that I will be able to do a lot more this year than I have in the last couple years due to circumstances out of my control. So, I got very ambitious with some of my plans for the year. And it's not just this channel, I will be putting a video up on each of the other channels. It's going to be a very busy year, and some of that is going to be working towards actually pursuing this channel like I want it to be a channel and not just a hobby. I don't know how I'll do that, but that's sort of the ambition at this point. And as part of that ambition, I've I've made a heck of a schedule for myself to follow. So I've basically scheduled a block of every day for the rest of the year that goes towards working on video content for these channels. Now, when I say these channels, that's 5 different channels that I'll be working on. But we're on this one, we're focused specifically on this channel for right now. So my goal is to have a book read, either graphic novel or um, literary. Well, literary might be a little ambitious. A little bit more of the. It's predominantly going to focus on genre fiction. But I'm going to be reading a book a week and doing the 1 minute reviews for the book each week. I'm going to be watching a movie or part of a series, and I will do the 1 minute review. Now I don't think I will do live reacts. Like we could do Views Day nights like we used to do them, where I would watch them and you could watch along with me. But I won't embed the content with that because of copyright reasons in particular. So that's not an option necessarily for me unless I get to a point where I can afford an editor to put that stuff in those video files. But I will definitely do a 1 minute review of everything, and I will endeavor to do them at the time of having finished watch the thing. So you'll get my live kind of response to having watched a series or a movie in particular. And that's the minute reviews, in particular Reviews Day nights. But for this channel, like I said, this channel we're focusing on this channel. So that's going to be additionally we're doing I'm a little uncertain and on how I'm going to title this. It's going to be something along the lines of inspired content in depth. And this is going to be a little bit more of what I used to do in the heyday of the pandemic, where I had my reinvention of certain series. So inspired content. So like when we looked at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and came up with how to reuse that and got the Corvid sisters, the Raven sisters, detective agency steampunk stories. Doing stuff like that, or more in-depth analysis of series. So like I had a friend who asked me in particular about going more into depth as to what some of my top 10 favorite movies and books were. Like, the top 10 lists will continue. I will do one a month. I was debating on whether I would do them on the Ides of each month. That's a little esoteric for a lot of people. So there are certain months that the Ides of certain months are the 13th, and the Ides of other months are the 15th. I just kind of settled into the idea of pretty much square middle of the calendar as I could make it happen. So it's predominantly always going to be a Wednesday. There will be a top 10 list of my favorites of other things. So, like, I will have video games and comic books and a few other things involved here. And that'll get us through a little bit more of the rest of the year. And then I will cycle back around to my favorite science fiction, fantasy books that are not on the list that I've already put up. And that'll get us through the whole year, doing them one per month. But in the meantime, one of the things that I want to do is, instead of doing top 10 list, take a look more in depth at individual items on those lists and give a kind of a discussion about them. I don't want to say a monologue, though that's sort of what it is, because it's not as much two-way as a conversation, but it's a little bit more, and it's not really an essay, because I'm not an essayist, at least in my own head. So, something to the effect of a more in-depth, and these will be basically done in the form of a voiceover or my voice as I focus the camera on some little crafty, artsy thing that I'm working on at the time. Because I don't particularly care for my face on camera, and talking head videos, not my shtick. But as an excuse to talk about something like my favorite movies or something of that storytelling or world building or whatever topic comes up based off of a specific work, I can ramble as much as I want and basically vlog about it, as long as I'm not super worried about what we're focusing on face-wise or inserting edited graphics or whatever for those. I would like to just watercolor, make some sculpture, do a little bit of artsy, craftsy stuff. And I figure there are enough people out there who are using recycling clips of video game run-throughs that have absolutely nothing to do with what they're talking about. I feel like doing some crafts instead of video games screen capture is more my speed. So that's sort of the idea behind the inspired content, in-depth videos that I will hopefully be doing. And so there should be, each week there should be a minute review, a views day, and a in-depth inspired content video. That's 3 videos for this channel alone every week for the rest of the year, for the coming year. We'll see how we do. I may have some slip-ups. Oh, and the top 10 lists once a month. Whew, that'll be that's a load to start with already. I'll see you on the other channels for updates over there too. See you then.